Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horse is cold, just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horse is cold, just let me be blunt. My speech in the morning, nothing but grunts. With no coffee, that's just dangerous. On a scale from 1 to 10, I rank it that girl from Stranger Things. And if you get what I'm saying, my attitude be mad flagrant like I'm Draymond. But you ain't get the picture, BFP. So I'm gonna keep pushing on you, GNC. It's like, yeah, the first thing on my mind is when that hot coffee gonna seep into the coffee grind. It's like some magic's floating all in the air. Toss some ice cubes in my cup, it's a good day. All I gotta say is that it's starting in a good way. It's time for working and I don't even care. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horse is cold, just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horse is cold, start fresh, that's how it's gotta be. Everything starts back with your coffee beans. If it's cold brew, then it's gotta be coarse. Don't get the cart ahead of the horse, start learning the course. But of course you can disregard, and don't at me if it gets too hard. When it's my time to drink, man, it's always on hand. Drink from a cup or a bottle, even a can. You never know when you're craving no hit. It could be in the bathroom while you're taking a with flair, I'll say ain't got nothing on it. When that coffee hits my lips, it's a seance. Feeling real super with the cape on. Anything I'll take on. This cup of coffee, yeah, boy, this is the shit. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horse is cold, just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horse is cold, verse, so I guess that's where I talk about how we might be addicted in a roundabout kind of way, or how you say, a dependency that's in my life, and I'm proud to say it's filling me way more energy than I'll ever need, keeping me up for things I thought I'd never see. Time's gonna kill us all one day, whether old age, illness, or from listening to Coldplay. F that noise, wubba love, love, drink all the coffee, chug a lug, love, the day.
Good morning, all of you beautiful nerds from around the world, and welcome to the morning stream here on the Den of Nerds Live, the very best way to start your nerdy day. On today's show, we're talking about Madam Web, the Madam Web movie, the much rumored, the much talked about Madam Web movie. Apparently it's real. There was a report that almost snuck past us a couple of days ago. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about Madam Web. Is this the most ridiculous? Is this Sony being Sony? Is this actually a good idea? Could this explain the connective tissue between the MCU and the Sony Marvel universe? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to save just plenty of time for Q&A. Fridays, I just love to have a lot of Q&A. Just hang out with you guys and talk about what is going on. But let's say what's up to the people. Let's say what's up. Good morning. Stormbreakers in the building. David, Fuller, Michael, Cripple, Hector, Trevin, Bill M, Music Major, Super Saiyan Teen Gohan, nice. Star Wars Santa, Brian, Jason's here, Trinity's here, Hector, John, Mr. D, Lavis, Fresh Breath, Sam Shells Gray, David Nation, Alex Carfeld, Cade, Jordan, Spider-Man Show, Jacob's Quest, Trevor Harvey, Crazy Panda, Jennifer Cook. Okay, there's a lot of people. What's up? Good morning. Woo! Oh, man, get that music pumping a little bit, Chet. I'm kind of feeling this beat right now. It's been a good nerdy week, I'd say. Oh, by the way. Hang on, Chet. Pause the music. I just wanted to remind you guys, that there's some videos surfacing online. This is actually a really big deal. Hang on. Sorry. Put me on the big screen for just a second here. So, just to get off of, we'll talk about this and we'll get right off of this and we'll get into the news. So there's been some videos surfacing about Robert Pattinson and his workout regimen, and apparently he actually is. There's all of the beef and everything that people have been spewing out online, all of the anger, all of the about him not working out. It's really funny because now like he's actually been working out, right? And so he was doing this move. This is his big move. He just, you guys. I'll show you from the side just so you can get a full. I mean, like he's really working hard. You know what I mean? Like he's really working hard. You see that? That's what you didn't see from the front view is that little move right there. It's like I can't even do that many reps of it. So it looks like it's all good, fam. Pattinson's going to be real big and buff. And Ben Affleck's going to come by and take his lunch money. Okay. Oh! I mean, look. Different people have different techniques, It's all good. If that's the way he wants to go about it, get those guns going, it'll be really cool. I say good for him. Really. It's the craziest news of the day. Yo, this news is crazy. That's right, folks. This story almost slipped on by us. But don't worry. We're going to be talking about it. This happened a couple of days ago now. And it is, frankly, interesting. So let's get into this. Let's talk about this. Secret Marvel movie from Sony in the works with director S.J. Clarkson. This is an exclusive coming from Variety. It says here, though audiences will have to wait until 2021. Whoa, what the hell? Though audience will have to wait until 2021 for Morbius and Venom 2 to hit the big screen, Sony Pictures is continuing to build up its slate of Marvel films. Veteran TV director S.J. Clarkson has signed on to develop the first female-centric movie from Sony's catalog of Marvel characters, sources tell Variety. Well, it's unconfirmed at the time who the character at the center will be. Insiders say there's a strong possibility that the film will be based on the Madam Web comic book character. Sony had no comment. At the moment, there isn't a writer on board to pen the screenplay. I mean, come on, that movie writes itself. You don't really need a writer. Nor a star attached to lead the movie. Sources say there is a possibility that the studio is looking for an A-lister to join and then hire a writer to develop the film around them. That's pretty interesting. In the comics, Madam Web is depicted as an elderly woman with myasthenias in the gravitas, which is a Greek disease from mythology. And she's connected to a life support system that looked like a spider web. Due to her age and medical condition, Madam Web never actually does pretty much anything. For that reason, sources have stressed that, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not reading, look, we're having a little fun here. Relax, everybody. The studio has a list of possible stars such as Charlize Theron and Amy Adams, but stressed that nobody has committed or even met to for the part yet. Either way, the female-driven property in Sony's Marvel Universe has always been a top priority for the studio brass, given the long list of strong female characters that appear in these comics throughout the years. Actually, that's kind of true. Spider-Man particularly has had a lot of strong female characters throughout the years. Though it is unknown when the film would get in front of cameras, getting Clarkson on board was the first step in getting closer to greenlighting this movie. And, I also want to just say Streamlabs rather, like, why did you work so perfectly on this stupid goddamn story when there are other stories that I really want you to work correctly at and scroll down and do all of this stuff, and it just doesn't happen. So, look, it's a weird day. It's a weird Friday. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about this. And I'm very interested in what you guys think, and we will do a lot of Q&A today, as I said before, okay? So, here's a dilly-dally. This has actually been rumored for years. We talked about this the other day. Remember, we did that stream, I think it was last week, maybe on Tuesday, where we went over every single Marvel project. Every single Marvel project that's rumored right now, including the Sony ones. You know, we got that call from Tom Rothman on the show. You know, we got a little Sony shield check. So we started talking about that. You know what I mean? So at first, I'll be completely honest with you guys. Like, at first I was like, what? Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that they're going to do this. You know, we were joking about the Jackpot movie last week. It's like, Jackpot is such an obscure Sony character, or Spider-Man character. Why are they doing this? Like, why? Why? I don't understand. However, Madam Web, especially when you consider what Sony did with Into the Spider-Verse, and they're obviously doing an Into the Spider-Verse 2, it's very possible that Madam Web could be Sony's way of fully explaining what their universe is and how it actually connects and works with the MCU. Now, here's the thing that's really weird about this. When it comes to Spider-Woman, remember, there's big-time rumors of the Spider-Woman movie that's in development. Apparently, it's at some stage of development over at Sony Pictures, right? And the big rumor there was that that Sony and Marvel would be working together. They would be working together to make that movie happen. Why? Because Jessica Drew is actually a character that is owned partially by Marvel and partially by Sony. Due to the licensing arrangement, when she's in the Spider-Woman costume, she's over at Sony. Sony owns that depiction of the characters, but Marvel is free to use the character in her either Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agents of Hydra, you know, sort of, I guess, version, right? So it's an interesting thing. Now, look, I've spoken to some people that say that is totally false and that there's no way that Sony and Marvel are actually going to work together. But there's a big question mark on, would it benefit Sony to do the Madam Web movie as a way to set up possible future multiverse type things? You know, the multiverse is introduced in Doctor Strange 1 in the MCU, and then working from that, Marvel does some really interesting things with the multiverse, with timelines, alternate futures, you know, things like that, right? So the question is Sony trying to set up Madam Web as a movie that will really fill out their universe and possibly set up a Spider-Verse in live action down the line? So, I don't know. I don't know. I got to tell you, I'm kind of split on this one, folks. It's a bold move. It's a bold move to go Madam Web. And unless there's a really good reason, like here's my thing, okay? You know, it just said in the article, Spider-Man has a lot of strong female characters. I think that's true. And, you know, however you feel about that, however you feel about that situation, look, bottom line, I think some of these characters are dope, right? So for me, it's like, I don't really care about like, oh, it's a strong female character. I care if it's like just a character that I like. That's good, a good character, you know? And if that character happens to be female, I'm all for it. That's awesome. But isn't it kind of weird that they have all of these awesome female characters and they're using the less awesome female characters? Like, I just really don't get that. Like, I don't understand. Like, Silver Sable is a dope character. A dope character. You know? Felicia Hardy is an awesome character. Mary Jane is an awesome character. Silk is an awesome character. Madam Web? Fucking Madam Web. Jackpot? Jackpot. Okay. All right. Like, what do you think what do you think? I want to know. I want to know. What do you guys think they're doing with this? You know, let's look into the chat. Let's see what some people are saying about this. Let's see here. I agree with Aaron from Campia. It's female-led, not female-centric. I don't know what that's referring to. Or, yeah. I think I know what you mean. The distinction between female-led and female-centric. Sounds like Josh could use a cup of that Taylor Lane coffee. Whoa, baby. That's the Taylor Lane right there, baby. When it hits your lips. Charlize Theron is better for Emma Frost or someone like that. What if they get Sigourney Weaver to play Madam Web? Ooh. Hey. I mean, that could be really interesting, you know? But I just still don't quite understand making a Madam Web movie. Like, if anything, I'd make other movies and then bring Madam Web into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, have Madam Web in the film. And honestly, like, she could have showed up in Venom in a post-credit scene. She could show up in Venom 2 in a post-credit scene. She could show up all over the place. But to actually do a Madam Web movie, it just seems really strange. Wandering Dog says, I'm tired of intentionally female-centric or driven content because it perpetuates racism, misogyny by rifling up the fans that want normal Star Wars and superhero content. Look, I think that's a fair opinion to have. You know, that is like it's such a rabbit hole to go down with that kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, in all seriousness, like, to think that there wouldn't be an audience for a female-centric, female-driven, female-led, and female-marketed thing is just silly. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not what you're saying, Wandering Dog, and I get that. But, like, you know, sometimes you got to take a step back and realize that, like, dude, like, all-female audience is a thing. In the same way that, like, people get mad when studios say, like, hey, like, for instance, Star Wars is for everybody. Some people push back against that, and they're like, well, yeah, but I mean, the majority of the fans are male and all that. And I would say you've got a similar logical fallacy going on there. And so, like, there's nothing wrong with them doing a female-led, a female-centric show. I think where it gets weird, and we talk about this all the time, is that it just feels so stupidly disingenuous most of the time. It comes across as a cash grab, and it comes across as an attention getter, and it comes across as all these different things. It's kind of whack. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I just remember when Patty Jenkins did Wonder Woman, right? There were a lot of people saying, like, hey, like, wow, such an accomplishment for a female director. And that knife cuts both ways. Patty actually came out and said, why do all these articles keep referring to me as a female director? Why can't I just be referred to as a director? Why do I have to be put in this special class, you know what I mean, as a female director? And I think those are fair statements. By the way, completely underreported because they didn't fit into a lot of narratives. I think that's fair. And if I was a female and I was doing the job and I just loved the job and I just loved doing the thing, I would not want to be considered or thought of as a female director. I would just want to be thought of as a director. Do you know what I mean? So it's a complicated thing, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, I'm starting to lean in this way, and it's just for me personally, but I'm starting to lean in this way where, like, ultimately, like, it's really just not that deep, you know? Like, it's just really not that deep, and for the most part, just let people be people. You know what I mean? Like, I had this thing, like, let me just go on this, like, a little bit of a inside the mind of Josh sort of thing. You know what I mean? So there's a couple people, you guys know that when it comes to Star Wars and it comes to Twitter, I get like fired up, right? Like I get fired up. I don't like what I see on Twitter. And there's a particular person that I've been thinking about a lot because I've beefed with this person on Twitter before, and I just really don't like the way that they conduct themselves on Twitter. They're very inciting, Like, they'll come out and say really inciting stuff, and they're a big-time sequel supporter, but really, like, they're kind of just poking the bear and trying to attack the toxicity and trolls and the people that they don't like in the Star Wars community, right? And I thought about this because I've sort of been kind of holding that all their tweets and the way they conduct themselves online against them. I have. And then I thought about what some people were saying to me about Ryan, right? So I had Ryan from RK Outpost on a stream or a video, and he goes hard on social media. You know what I mean? And also in ways that I would not, in ways that I don't agree with. But it's the opposite opinion than this other person that I'm talking about. And I kind of had to realize that, like, whatever flavor of ridiculousness really bothers you, or whatever flavor of ridiculousness you're okay with, maybe the reality is people on Twitter, like, you just really shouldn't hold what people tweet against them that much either way, And, like, this whole idea of, oh, this person made this one statement, feeling a certain way. You know what I mean? It's weird to hold that against someone, like, permanently. Like, to hold that up as sort of the report card of a person. Maybe just feel the way you feel about it and just be like, whatever. You know what I mean? So. The dolts got me rolling. Josh is talking about Second Street Myrtle. Yeah, Myrtle. Myrtle's a wild one. You know what I mean? Myrtle is a wild one. But you know what? I do want to say this too. So we've got a new executive producer here on the channel. A man named Dave. And he's really cool. And you'll be happy to know. And I'm interested in... It's not you, Jacob's Quest. I don't know if we follow you on Twitter, and I'm barely on Twitter. I don't have a personal Twitter, and I go on the Den's Twitter a little bit here and there. So, damn it! I just lost my train of thought. Madam Web would be much better utilized as a plot device rather than a main character. Totally agree, Alex. Totally agree with that statement. What was I just talking about? Chet, what was I just talking about? You weren't paying attention? Jeez. Jace la frickin' Wace. Man. That's unfortunate. That's Ken, the Den of Twitter. Stoned out. Yeah, I definitely don't remember. What the hell? Oh, Dave. Yeah. Okay, so how many of you guys out there, just let me know, how many of you guys are, like, pretty anti-Sony? Because this is something that's been really interesting to watch on the channel. It's been how people react to Sony and Marvel. Dave is incredibly against what Sony is doing it. He's incredibly against what Sony is doing with the Marvel stuff. He wants to keep it pure. He wants to keep it separated. He wants to just keep it like that, right? And I'm so interested in what you guys think about that. Because I know it's like we're pretty divided on that. You know? In the middle. I was. Nowadays, I'm not sure. Not anti-Sony, but apprehensive. I think that's fair. Fuck Sony ever since they canceled Spider-Man 4. I don't trust Sony like I trust Feige. Well, I think that's fair. Didn't Sony get hacked big time? Yeah, that was several years ago, but yeah. I just wish we got Men in Black /22 Jump Street that we were promised. Yeah, that was... Dude, that would have been huge. I wonder if they'll revisit that at all. You know what I mean? I wonder if they'll revisit that. 'Cause I know it's like we're pretty divided on that. You know? I wonder if they'll revisit that at all. Wouldn't say I'm anti-Sony, but I'm trying not to get my hopes up again. Yeah, it's so weird, right? I don't know, guys. Look. I'm in the middle. By the way, guys, this is Sly. I just saw you pop in here, Sly. This is Sly, who has been the gentleman that has been helping us out with the graphics for the Nerd Card Showdown. In fact, let's go in here. Let's just do a little tease real quick. Let's just do a real quick tease. I want to show you guys. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, it's pretty. Can't wait. But yeah, that's Sly in the comments. Good man, helping us out, making the trivia look very pretty. I support Sony so much. You have burned my guts and boiled my blood with that comment. I don't know what comment it was. When I hear female-centric, I think Jessica Jones and hope that it'll be a good show. Only got 2 more weeks of Josh's live show until August. Going to miss Josh Takes for a few months. What do you mean? I'm sticking around. What you mean? Or what show are you talking about? Star Wars Santa is always positive. I agree. I'm a normie, but could Madam Web be built up as a villain if she controls various threads of the multiverse? Could she actually be... You know what's so funny about that is, like, traditionally in the comics, no. Traditionally in the comics, she is not a villain at all. In fact, let's throw up that... Let's just go right into Q&A. Let's just go right into Q&A. You know, let's just talk about, let's just talk, you know, if you guys got some questions, feel free to drop your questions in. Super chats, of course, help the channel if you got some loot. Hey, if you don't got any loot, don't worry about it. I understand. Okay? I understand. So don't worry about it. Oh, you're a manager at summer camp. Okay, I got you. I gotcha. I get what you're saying. And there'll be no Wi-Fi out there? Oh, geez. When Morbius bombs, they'll cancel this and Jackpot. Hey, it's possible. I don't think Morbius is going to bomb, though. Hector says, we are already bashing something that hasn't happened. No one wanted a Guardians movie or Ant-Man, but they did pretty okay. Let's just wait and see. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair. I also think it's kind of okay to criticize the choices that they're making with these female characters. It just seems really strange, you know? But you're right. I mean, Madam Web could be dope. My thing is, if they do Madam Web, like, first of all, I just can't wrap my head around a solo Madam Web movie. I really can't. Maybe if it's Madam Web and Jessica Drew or something like that, you know, I can wrap my head around that. But I think it's a possible way to really open up some wild stuff. And, you know, their live-action Spider-Verse, connective tissue to the MCU, all sorts of cool stuff. Dingo Gaming says, I'm low-key excited for Morbius. I'm pretty excited for Morbius. Vampire plus superhero, big money, no whammies. I kind of agree. What does a BP got to do to get a blue wrench? Oh, for sure. I got you, brother. Lavis, and I saw the pledge come in yesterday, and I appreciate that so much, man. Yo, Lavis, I know, and also, we're supposed to talk tonight, I think, you, me, and Tara and Ken, about trying to set up, Wait a minute. I gotta read this. YouTube recently suggested a Den of Nerds video from 3 years ago. Oh, man, I got some questions about that Blazer Magician Beard combo. Yeah, you know, it was that was me. That was me. I had the beard was just I had it like kind of going down. You know what I mean? It wasn't the best look. I'll be honest with you. At the time, I thought it was pretty cool though. Yeah, when I look back at a lot of the old videos of me, I'm just like, dude, what were you thinking? But hey, they're there. They're there. Like, if anybody ever wanted to do like a burn video or like a talking crap video on, they could just be like, dude, look at how ridiculous this dude was. And I'd be like, yeah, that was me. My dude, you stay fly. Oh, thanks, man. I don't know how fly I stay, but thanks. You guys want to see something kind of funny? When I first loaded up the stream today, when I first loaded up the stream today, I had a chroma key on. Look at that. I'm in my own headphones right now. What in tarnation is going on? Oh, is that my hair? Oh, what the hell? Yeah, isn't that wild? I was like, what the actual F? By the way, I do want to say this too. We are going to be just doing so much more streaming on this channel. We're really going to start ramping up streaming. And it's not all going to be me. It's going to be like the Den of Nerds After Dark, where you'll definitely... Yeah, I remember those, Alex. Den of Nerds After Dark, which will be a show headed up by other people, where they're going to basically talk a bunch of crap about me and just in general talk nerdy stuff. A little less... I don't even know what the word is. It's Den of Nerds After Dark. Think about what that means, okay? So we're going to be doing that. We're also going to start streaming. There's been a watch party where we've been watching videos. There's a Twitter group with people doing watch throughs and watch parties, and they converse. And so that will also start being streamed on this channel. I'm going to start doing more stuff. Like we had this really awesome meeting the other day. And we talked about stuff with videos that are a little bit more controversial or videos about things that will rub people the wrong way, okay? And so we've decided that in certain circumstances like that, if a topic's very sensitive, we might cover it, and then we might schedule a live stream where we can all talk about it as a community. And so just in general, we're going to start streaming like a ton over here. So you're definitely going to make sure that you've got it subscribed and all that. And then I'm also looking to figure out a way to incorporate in the YouTube memberships. YouTube memberships is kind of weird because it's like I guess it's like a monthly thing that you can do similar to a Twitch subscription. And so I'm trying to work something out where if you're a member here, if you get the membership through YouTube, the YouTube, you will get access to Patreon content as well, because I don't want to like double dip people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to feel like, oh, I'm already supporting on Patreon, now I have to come over here and be a member. Like, I want to eliminate that and make it so if you do the one, you get the other. But it's like kind of hard to figure that out. So it's going to take us a second to figure that out, but we will. Make more Dragon Ball videos? Dude, I'd love to make more Dragon Ball videos. It's just tough with this algorithm, man. People don't, like, YouTube won't push the, yeah, if you guys could punch that like button, that would be dope. That's good because Patreon isn't available over here. Yeah. So that would be cool if we could set that up. Please make a video topic about me because I'm a sensitive subject. Yeah. I'd say you have to separate the two. Yeah. At the very least, what I want to do is if you're a channel member, you get access to the Patreon streams that we've been doing every Saturday. Every Saturday at noon, we do Patreon exclusive streams where we're brainstorming. I talk about things that I don't talk about publicly and different things like that. You know what I mean? I would love if you streamed more at night. College classes are right during your stream. It's a sad life. Yeah, that's rough. Talk about politics and movies, and I'll come on. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, look, politics and movies, it's a thing. You know what I mean? I've got my opinions about it. I think other people have their opinions about it. A sensitive subject. Josh loves those. Usually has spot on analysis of them too. Well, thank you, man. Look, I just try to be fair. And here's the thing that I think when you say spot on analysis, I think what you're really saying is not fucking narrative pushing bullshit. So, because we don't try to push any narratives and we just try to be fair and think about the angles, I think that that's what makes the commentary on those very good. I don't see any issue with providing both for people. Each one separately can provide different things for people. If anything, make the content for members available to Patreon supporters, but I'd make them separate. Yeah, this is something that we're going to have to think about, but because we're going to be streaming so much more over here, and I'm talking about video games, like, I'll be honest with you guys, let me know what you think about this. First of all, punch that like button in! And then let me know what you think about this. I was gonna do a watch through while I was like tomorrow night. I was thinking about just coming on stream and just talking about how, watching Princess Mononoke. I've never seen it, so watching Princess Mononoke for the first time and watching it live with you guys. You know what I mean? Uppercut that like button. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? As long as you guys don't like spoil it for me and stuff, you know what I mean? Like that would be the only thing I'd be concerned about. Culty/Den collab, 100%. I just got it. It's just look. There's just a lot going on. There's just a lot going on. You know, I love Culty's content. I know he likes our content. I want to collaborate with him. It's tough. I also reached out. How many of you guys know who Star Wars Speculation is? Mike from Star Wars Speculation. I want to collab with Mike from Star Wars Speculation, man. I think he's really good. I think he's really good. So much fun. I still haven't gotten into HBO Max. Yeah, I'll have to watch his. I didn't see his cover more Arrowverse. Well, that's kind of tough. Arrowverse is kind of. I mean, first of all, everything's delayed in the Arrowverse. You know, so I don't know. I mean, look, I like the Arrowverse, but I'm way behind, and I do feel as though it's sort of fallen off in content. But here's the thing. One of the reasons we're going to start streaming so much, and, you know, the website is still coming. I promise you, the website was still going to be a thing. And so one of the things that'll be cool about that is, like, I don't need to watch all of this stuff. We can get other people at the Den to watch it and give their perspectives and make content about it, you know? Is the Den exploding like Collider did in the early days? Dude, there's absolutely a lot of awesome stuff coming to the Den, and yes, it's going to be pretty crazy, you know? So, I mean, I think we've got... I think Den of Nerds After Dark is going to be awesome. I know. Stormbreaker's like, my 30 articles that I wrote, are they actually going to get published? Yes, they will. Collider is garbage now. Yeah, Collider, I mean, like, it's weird, dude. Like, I don't necessarily even want to speak on it too much. But I'm just kind of confused by what the strategy is over there at Collider. And I know that Mark... I mean, look, everybody's going through their own kind of things and doing... I shouldn't really speak to it. I shouldn't really speak on it. I'll just say this. I'm disappointed in Mark's decision to kill all of that content. I do understand the back end of it and how crazy it is on YouTube, which is like, it's like, dude, it's tough, okay? It's tough. Especially like after, you know, the economic shutdown, Is there like a thing on my microphone? It's like a fuzzy on my microphone. Especially after, the economic shutdown, dude, ad revenue went down. Like ad revenue sort of tanked in a lot of different ways. Now it's recovering in some instances, but we took, a major hit, and it's hard, dude. YouTube is weird, and the algorithm is weird. Like, I want to be talking about Dragon Ball a lot, but like, if a video only gets like 6,000 views, like, we just can't justify continuing to make those videos and spend the time editing and producing and writing to make those videos if they're only getting 6K. Like, that's not enough. We need to be hitting like 10 to 20K minimum. Really, we need to be hitting like 15 to 20K, minimum to sort of justify those sort of things. But I love Mark Fernandez, but he doesn't even do his own prized show on his channel anymore. Rule of 2 on Star Wars Theory now, and Jedi Council is gone too. Yeah. That's the only reason I didn't like their channel anymore. Plus, Harloff is gone too. Yeah. Yep, I agree. It's weird. And the thing that I really don't understand is I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I think it was a weird move for them to go. Basically, they decided to shut down the video content because they had all those people on staff and they're paying all those people, and the revenue just wasn't there. Now, I think the content got stale. I think they got way too buttoned up. I think they got way too corporate-y. And then, like, his solution to that is sort of like, okay, so we'll scrap all of that, and we'll basically, they want to become a trade. Like, they want to become a reputable trade in Hollywood. So their solution was to actually go more trade. And I got to be honest with you, that what I see as far as trends and how social media and people are reacting is, like, people don't like the trades, and they don't like that elitism. And it's like, it's the age of the leakers, and it's the age of, to be honest, like channels like this. It's the age of just, you gotta have an edge. And you can't be, as much as we love the shill checks and joking about the shill checks, like, that's kind of branding poison, I really think so. All right, have to go for real now. Josh, do I hear something back from you today? If yes, I will keep an eye on the Discord. Bye, guys and girls. Oh, you mean about the YouTube thing? Yeah, we can talk about that. You know what's good for the MCU, or for YouTube? The MCU, indeed. May the algorithm favor you. Always. We need an alternate platform to YouTube, like Vimeo. See how many views you get when you just bring up the MCU? Yeah, look, but the thing is, I gotta be honest with you too. I think there's a little MCU fatigue, and not like for the movies, but for the coverage. And so I've been like really glad to be able to talk about DC a lot recently and talk about these other things because, dude, look, I get it. Here's the thing. I don't even know how we got down this rabbit hole, but here's the thing. We're trying to build a brand and a business and not just a successful YouTube channel. So there are some channels out there that are specifically just trying to build a YouTube channel. That's all they care about is the views, the money from AdSense, So I look at channels like Cosmic Wonder and I look at channels like Everything Always, and I think to myself, like, oh, those are very successful YouTube channels. But their brand is not strong. Like, the brand is not strong. There's no real fan loyalty. There's no real relationship between those content creators and the people that watch it. And honestly, they're what I would call algorithm junkies. They're algorithm junkies. Like, they've just figured out the algorithm. They're putting out basically the same type of content about the same things. YouTube is seeing it. It's all very similar. It makes sense to the algorithm, and then it pushes it out to a bunch of different people. That's totally fine. That's cool. Like, good on you. You know what I mean? Bob's your uncle, as they say in the UK. But that's not what we're trying to do. We're already hurting the channel by even covering the variety of topics that we cover. If we had just doubled down on MCU and made everything MCU, then that's what you do. That's what you do. That's why they have multiple channels, says Trinity. Yeah, I would say that is certainly why they have multiple channels. Mm-hmm. Many channels talk about building a community as lip service. The Den is growing as a real community, and that's why there's fan loyalty when you talk about non-MCU stuff. 100%, dude. And that's actually going to increase. Like, one of the things that's super wild is, like, during this time period where things were delayed, we made it a huge focus to be there for the community and to do stuff that didn't pay off in the short term to really try to provide value and community for people in a time when they really needed it. And I think it will pay off in the long run. And I think that my personal philosophy is that doing something the right way means probably slow and hard. You know what I mean? Like, to really do something the right way, you got to do it. You got to take your time, and it's going to be really hard. So, you know, that's kind of what we're trying to do. That's kind of our strat, as they say. Slow and hard. And raw and real, as you say. That's what she said. Godfather's just waiting. He's just watching and waiting. He's like, okay, there he goes. Now I can slip in there. Also allows you to be your own thing and not rely on the MCU. 100%. You should cover Rick and Morty, man. And the Den is just honest and open with what you guys want to put out there. You aren't just trying to get views or grow with shit content. Yeah, and I'll say this, like, we're not perfect, and I'm definitely not perfect, and I've learned a lot even in the last 6 months. And, like, you know, you guys remember, like, the Star Wars stuff was driving me crazy. It was tough, man. And then sort of got out of that, and you know, we just kind of had to find our way. And you can't make all of your decisions in an ROI based way, you know? And so I think that I'm guilty of kind of some of the things that other YouTubers are. And I think that there was definitely some stale content earlier on in the year. And I think that we've sort of really found a nice strategy moving forward. And I'm having more fun with the content. I'm having more fun with the edits, a lot more memes, a lot more jokes, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. What do you think about Rogan moving to Spotify for $100 million? Have you ever considered a podcast? And if you do, you think Spotify would be good for something like that? Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. So here's what I think about... man. So, okay, here's what I think about Rogan moving to Spotify. First of all, we briefly talked about this, like, on a stream where we were talking about the Snyder Cut. I think I was talking about this with Adam. That is an insane move. And by the way, it's probably way more than $100 million. It's probably way more than $100 million. And if it's incentive based, it'll probably end up being way, way more, like closer to $500 million. Okay. And you might say, well, that's crazy. Doesn't make any sense. They made about $5 billion in 48 hours due to an increase in their stock from that. Okay. So they made $5 billion. Also, I've been really interested in watching Spotify for a long time because in this sea of social media stuff, the thing that's really wild about Spotify is they kind of had this one statistic locked down for literally the past 5 to 6 years, and that is total screen time. So the total time, the amount of time that their users, and that just in general, they have people looking at the screen of their app, that main screen of Spotify, has always actually statistically been in the top 5 of all social media platforms. So quietly, Spotify has held that statistic for a long, long time. There were a lot of people that felt like Spotify was undervalued as a company for maybe even a couple of years. And so Spotify has kind of had it going on for a long time. Some people were like, I don't get it. Spotify? Like Spotify coming out of nowhere? Nah, guys, no, not at all. Spotify had a huge portion of people across the many demographics that were constantly on that app. So they had that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's a great move. Have we ever thought about a podcast? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, it's something I'd certainly want to do. But right now, we're sort of in this phase of like, let's get our ducks in a row. You know what I mean? Like, let's get our ducks in a row. We've got this big trivia thing coming. I have to get the website flowing and working. Like, that's a huge priority for us, is getting the website up and getting that going. Trivia, getting these other streams going on. Really, you know, figuring that out with the members and everything like that. And then, yeah, we'll do a podcast. Yeah, check out Drum and Company on Spotify if you're looking for something to check out. It's good stuff, guys. I like their stuff. It reminds me of a little like Mumford and Sons, a little Black Keys kind of thing going on. P.S. Josh, I'll produce your podcast. Boom! Beautiful. Chet has to be the host. You know, Chet, you would be great on a podcast because nobody would have to see your face. You know what I mean? So maybe we could make that happen. Wouldn't that be funny, dude? We'll talk about it. For free, the Chet Cast. You have a Switch, Josh? Yeah, I do. I do. Small artists, amazing stuff. Right on, guys. I've been big on Den of Nerds podcast for a while, even if it's just straight rip of the audio from the morning streams. Yeah, I mean, I've considered that. The morning stream has a lot of visual elements, you know what I mean? Like when we go into the theater, we do all of that sort of stuff. So it's kind of a tough sell as a podcast, but I think we could probably crank something out weekly. I'd listen to that smooth and silky voice all the day. Can I audition for the face of Chet on the podcast? I would so listen to a podcast from the den. Yeah, but we'd have to figure out, what is the podcast? What is it? It can't just be a version of the content we already make, right? It's got to be its own thing. It's got to be unique. Ultimate Alliance for 3 for Switch is great. It's great. He gets a silky voice from Taylor Lane Coffee. Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. Why not make it about anything and everything? There's only 56 likes. Josh singing happy birthday to me is great on any format. Like a sports table or something, a conversation instead of more analysts. Yeah. We'll talk. We could do a podcast for sure, man. For sure. I'm down. Do you pay for advertising of your videos? Might help a bit with traffic. It's funny you say that. So I'm going to try to get a hold of Sly later today because I just want to talk to him about a couple of things. And there's a thing we got to do with the lightning round questions. But I've always been hesitant about paying for advertising for the channel and for the content. However, as we grow the community, and honestly, as we get production a little bit tighter, because like, dude, Sly's stuff is blowing me away. Every time I look at his stuff, when he sends me an email and he's got stuff on there, every time I look at it, it blows me away. It blows me away. And so I got to be honest with you guys. If we get Sly to help us smooth out some of these rough edges around here, if we can bring the production up just a couple degrees, I think we might have to spend a couple $100 a month advertising our content, our videos. I think we might have to. You know what I mean? So, You need to acquire new viewers. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. By the way, watch the new episode of the documentary of The Mandalorian this morning. Whoo, baby! You know, it's I mean, like, as a person that just loves that kind of stuff, you know, went to film school and just loved the behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, like, whew. Documentary series has been a true blessing. Give me more Star Wars. Oh, I've got a Star Wars video coming out later today that you're going to absolutely love. I got a Star Wars video coming out later that you're going to absolutely love. The next documentary series is Frozen 2 behind the scenes? Okay. That could be cool. You're good. Production is great. Very versatile when you have persisting to multiple depths. Chet is a master behind the scenes. Yeah. Is there any room in the den for Star Trek? I would say so. I'd 100% say so. You know, I feel like we've talked about this, Alex. Maybe it was in our D&D chat. I think you said that you're actually a fan of, like, Picard and some of the other stuff. Do you know about, like the hate, you know, for all that? Right now, I'm settling for Adam having an 8 Conan film vote next week. Nice. So what's new with me? How have I been doing? I've been doing good. I mean, like, honestly, guys, I've been doing great. I've been super happy about the DC stuff. I've been super happy about some of the things we're doing behind the scenes. We had a great meeting Wednesday night. Like, that, it was a fantastic meeting. I've got my notes from that meeting. We've got a lot of cool stuff that we're thinking about and considering. We might do something next year. We're playing around with an idea that would be so crazy for next year. So crazy. You know what I mean? Captain Pennsylvania, don't hold your breath. Yeah. IXD says hi. What's up? Please cover Star Trek. Gym should be opening up soon, bigger than Battinson. Absolutely. I can't wait. Can't wait to get back in the gym. The only thing is, and I'll say this to everybody that's like really likes going to the gym, just be careful when you go back. The last thing you want to do is get in there, have all your pre-workout going through you. You got your Metallica playing. You're getting really amped up. The last thing you want to do is overdo it. Take it easy, okay? Take it easy. Don't hurt yourself. But yeah, we're absolutely going to get bigger than Battinson, 100%. Hundo percento. We're getting 3 DCEU movies next year. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I haven't really looked at the hate, but I could see where people have qualms with it. The best part of the show is that they can pull from the entire back catalog of shows and tell new stories. Yeah, 100%. Metallica, showing your age. Future is my go-to gym music. Oh, yeah? That's cool, man. I don't listen to too much Future. I actually listen to a bunch of different things when I work out. It depends. Sometimes I like to, because I'll usually start out with, 20 minutes of, on the bike or on the elliptical or something like that. Also showing my age. I'm an elliptical rider, people. But I'll put on, a podcast or something like that, right? But sometimes, I will want just some music, man. Some just bump, you know? And I'll listen to some hip-hop. I'll listen to some metal. I'll listen to grunge. I don't know. It just depends. Audiobooks are where it's at when you're doing cardio. Yo, I am reading. I am listening to an incredible book on Audible right now. It is the first book in the Dragonlance series, which is just an old school fantasy series that kind of exists in the same world of Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm starting to learn more about like Gary Gygax and just all of the fantasy writers that really shaped Dungeons and Dragons in its first couple of iterations. So I'm reading the Dragonlance books right now. Whoop, baby, I'm loving that. 110 in the chat. We need some more likes. I can't concentrate enough for audiobooks. Oh man, I love me some audiobooks, guys. Love them. My favorite book, it fluctuates a little bit. My favorite book is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. If you have not read American Gods by Neil Gaiman, it's incredible. And also, they did a 10th anniversary edition of an audiobook for American Gods where they got a full cast of people to read for the characters. Dude. And you know what I love about that book is I started it on a big road trip, and I forget where I was going, but it was like a long drive. And I started the book on a long drive, and that Shadow in that book goes on he's on the road a lot. Okay, so a lot of that story takes place on the road, and there's just something special about that, man. It just kind of gives me the good vibes. Gives me a good vibes. Can we get the name of the new intro song on the morning show? The one rapping about coffee? Absolutely. Let me look it up real quick. Okay. The song is called Coffee, and the artist is called Creative Mindframe, I believe. Check you later, Mav. Josh, I just sent you an SEO email with screenshots for reference. Beautiful, baby. Because we got to get on that website. Look, I got to be real, though. Dude, like, I'm just so busy right now. It's like I'm definitely going to need some help with the website. Like, it's at this point, like, it's just not viable for me to be doing all of it on the website. But, like, we can and will figure it out. This whole time, and it's called Coffee? I believe so, yeah. I believe so. And you know, it's really dope. The dude on the cover art for it is in the white Power Ranger outfit. It's like a cartoon picture of this dude. He's a black dude. He's like bald, and he's in the white Power Ranger outfit. And I'm telling you, dude, it looks slick. Nerdy as hell, but slick. Yo, let me ask you guys a little question here. I just want to know. Look, would you guys be okay? Let's see here. Is Trinity going live? Trinity, are you going live today or nah? By the way, a lot of buzz about that David Ayer Suicide Squad. I think it's going to happen, guys. I really do. I think it's going to happen. We need to bring Slick back. I'm bringing it back. Yeah, Slick is... You're right. We definitely need to bring that back. Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? Wait till I get the freaking auto tunes up on here. Trinity, are you streaming? And then like somebody clip that out and send it to him. That'd be so funny. Give me what I want, and then LOL CGI buttholes on human cats. Oh, man. Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I gotta tell you, it's good stuff. Trinity. Has he answered in the chat? I don't know. I don't know if he's streaming today or not yet. The butthole cut. Give me the extended Scott Pilgrim versus the World cut. Then I also want. Then I also want to see director's cut of from the Goonies. I mean, why not? Hey, why not? Hey, why not? You know, I agree. Oh, he answered a little bit ago. Did he answer when I was singing? Did the song? You know, did it do it? Did it do it for him? Release the Abrams cut. I kind of feel like we saw the Abrams cut, though, just being real. Let me try something here. I'm going to try something just real quick. I'm trying a little something, guys. Give me just a second here. Okay, so let's I need to go into here. I need to Okay. Let's try this. Is that me here? Me talking? Is it working?
But don't worry. There's no demon here. No protectors. No Kryptonian. This world will fall. Just like the others.
Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming?
Was that pretty good? I don't know. You guys tell me. Is that too much?
What about this one? What about this one?
So this is actually this one I was gonna do, and maybe we'll get to this, but where I'm gonna have a little thing pop up when we go to Q&A, where I'm like, now we're doing Q&A. Now we're doing Q&A. Is that too loud? I see it's clipping a little actually for you guys. It might be too loud.
And then there's this one. You know, this I mean, this one's not bad, you know. What do you guys think? All right. Just having a little fun. Yeah, did someone clip that and send that to Trinity? Yeah, okay. All right. All right, we don't have to. We can stop.
One more. I want to know. Oh, shit. Attention, den of nerds. It is I, Josh, here to tell you that from now on we will be getting down to funky-ass beats. Funky beats. Coming at ya. Is Trinity streaming? Is he up? Is he up streaming right now? Somebody... I can only hold the attention of these guys for so long with these voice modifiers, so I'm really going to need you to start streaming. Really going to need you to start streaming there. It's going to...
Well, what's this? What's this one? Hello. This is actually what Chet sounds like a little bit. This is kind of what, when I hear Chet speak, this is what I hear. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. We don't have to do this anymore. We don't have to. I mean, come on, guys. You know, it's like, we don't have to. Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? All right. All right. All right. Enough. But yeah, we got some cool stuff in the we got some cool toys. Got some cool toys. We can do cool stuff. And we can be cool guys. Let's just start Trinity stream for him. Yeah. Oh, you know what, though? I got to turn off that. Okay. Hey, there it is. There it is. Make it stop. There's Trinity's stream, everybody. Get on down there and go support Trinity's stream. I'll see you guys over there. Lots of cool stuff coming. Hey, Patreon guys, we're streaming tomorrow at noon and Sunday at noon as well for the Patreon folks, okay? Business tier stream on Sunday, regular stream noon. If you're a Patreon supporter, come on by tomorrow, man. We're just going to have a really good time. Need to hit you up later. Have something I need to discuss. Hit me up, brother. All right, guys, let's go over support Trinity stream. I'll see you guys over there, okay? As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.